Looking to break the cycle of your sedentary lifestyle? If so, today we're going to explore a habit that combats the risks of prolonged sitting. What's up, everybody? Welcome back into another episode of Fast and Focus. I'm Zach Matthews, and you are watching episode 7 of our 10 Transformative Habits for Health and Success series. In this entire series, we are uncovering small yet effective habits that can have a profound impact on your life. And in today's episode specifically, we're focused on combating the risks and the dangers of prolonged sitting by introducing a really simple habit of just standing for 1 minute at your desk. So stay tuned to discover how the transformative power of this habit can help you in your daily routine. So how serious should we take this? How important is it really for us to prioritize this habit of standing at our desk more often, going against the grain of what everybody else in the office is doing, or just standing more in general in our daily life? Well, it's estimated that the average American sits anywhere from 6.5 to 8 hours per day, guys. And if you guys have a 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. job or anything along the realms of that, then you're probably contributing to that statistic. And so what I want to do here is we usually focus on the benefits that you can receive if you were to implement the habit we're talking about. But I actually want to go to the other end of the spectrum and talk about the risks that you're associating yourself with if you don't prioritize this and you're willingly accepting prolonged sitting, right? So the risks, the top 3 risks, if you will, is first and foremost the muscle inactivity that sitting for prolonged periods of time kind of causes. Because when you're sitting in the same position for hours on end, you're actually it leads to muscle stiffness and reduces your blood circulation, therefore negatively affecting your overall health, because your whole body relies on blood flow and for your muscles to produce at a current rate. And number 2 is just the poor posture. So continuous sitting, as you probably have heard before, it just leads to poor posture. Your neck, it puts stress on your neck, it puts stress on your lower back. It causes an unnatural curve in your spine. It leads to back pain and musculoskeletal issues down the line, and can really lead to headaches, chronic headaches, brain fog, joint pain, you name it. So the poor posture, it also leads to that text neck that we all are trying to actively avoid, and also gives the appearance of the turkey neck. It's kind of the same thing as if you were down, texting on your phone all the time. Just posture problems all over the place for prolonged sitting. And then number 3, the third risk there is just the mental fatigue. We all feel this, right? It's midway through the morning, or we come back to our desk after having a hearty meal at lunch, and we just feel like we're about to fall asleep at the computer. Well, that's because the prolonged sitting is doing that. The poor blood flow, the lack of productivity and all that other stuff, it can just lead to the brain fog or the mental fatigue that you're actively trying to avoid. So prioritizing this habit that we're going to talk about of standing at your desk for just 1 minute and focusing on 1 minute at a time, at least to start, it's going to help increase the blood flow, therefore giving your brain more cognitive power, and therefore increasing your focus and your productivity over your coworkers, your colleagues, and anybody else your clients and anybody else that you talk to on a daily basis. Now, obviously, we all want to actively avoid those risks that we just talked about that are associated with prolonged sitting, but let's not kid ourselves. I mean, standing at our desk is, not unnatural, but, it's a little odd in today's society. Most people are sitting, especially when you're in an office setting. You're probably going to be one of, if not the only one, that's going to be standing at your desk at any point during the day. You're really going against the grain of everything that you've done for the past, 10, 20, your entire career, basically. And so what are some good things that we can do to start getting that habit rolling and build that habit over time? Well, there's actually 2 pointers that I got for you that can help you do that. First and foremost is just focusing on starting with 1 minute. First of all, there's actually 2 benefits to that. First of all, it's going to give you just an easy goal to knock out of the park the very first time that you try this. But secondly, it also helps you kind of explore with different times in the day for you to implement this. So kind of think of it as like a trial basis. The 1 minute goal just gives you more times to, it's going to make you more willing to try that multiple times throughout the day versus like, even if the goal was only 4 minutes longer, so a total of 5 minutes, you try it once in the morning, and then in the afternoon when you're groggy, you're like, nah, I've already done it today. I don't really feel like it this afternoon. But the goal of 1 minute is just super simple, and you're going to be, inspired to, kind of try it at different points so that you can find out the best time to stand at your desk and, when your body's most responsive to it. The other element of that is when your brain's most responsive to it, or trying to overcome, that side of things. So just the 1 minute goal just gives a little more wiggle room, and it's something that you can always get behind. And then to kind of piggyback off of that first goal, the second one is just gradually increasing that time over time. So, starting with the 1 minute, turning that 1 minute into 2 minutes, turning the 1 minute into 5 minutes, into 10 minutes. I mean, yes, we want to stand for, get to a point where we're standing for like 30 minutes at a time, but that's not going to happen overnight. If you try to implement that right away, you're not going to stick with it. I have a standing desk at home, and I had to work my way up to this. Now, it's been a couple years, and I've had this desk for like 2 years now. So now I'm standing at this desk for like, 2.5 hours each day. But that's not how it started. So just again, start with the 1 minute goal, see how it goes, see what the best point, what your favorite point in the day is to stand at the desk. Maybe it's a time where, you feel super groggy usually, and you just want to stand up and get the blood flowing again. Or maybe it is a time where you're already feeling energetic, and so you want to stand at your desk to take advantage of that energy that you feel. Or maybe it's a mixture of the two. So just experiment with that a little bit, and then gradually increase that standing time over time. Now, it's important to note that when we're talking about turning standing at your desk into a daily habit, it's not like you're ever going to get to a point where you don't have to think about it anymore. This isn't one of those habits where all of a sudden you're going to be sitting at your desk one moment and then realize that you've been, standing at your desk for the last 2 hours. It doesn't work that way. Some habits work that way. This one does not. You're always going to have to be intentional about it. And the people that do this really well, they just have a firm understanding of when they're going to do it and how long they're going to do it for. So with that being said, I think there are 3 great ways that you can prioritize this and turn this into something that you do often in your routine, albeit to break it up from the mundane, process of just sitting for hours on end. So first and foremost is just prioritizing those standing breaks and discovering different ways to implement, those standing breaks that you look forward to. So maybe even prioritizing them at a certain point in your day. Like, maybe in the mornings you're good, like the energy is good, sitting doesn't have really any effect on you. You don't feel sore or anything like that. In that case, you don't have to mess with that part of the day. But maybe in the afternoon you feel super sluggish, especially after, a good meal at lunch. Then you come back and you just feel really sluggish, then incorporating a standing break or 2 will just allow for that. Okay. This doesn't have to be necessarily just standing at your desk and still working. But maybe going for coffee and just prioritizing like standing for 10 minutes, going to the bathroom and just, kind of timing yourself and making sure that you're standing / walking for 10 minutes, and then getting back to your desk. And yes, you can sit at your desk after you finish the standing break. The second thing that you can do to implement this into your routine is just set reminders as often as possible. It's just like anything else. It's just like, the habit that you want to build of like waking up at 5 a.m. or the habit that you want to build of like working out at the gym more often, or any other habit that you're trying to implement, any other healthy thing that you're trying to implement into your life that's not currently there. Setting reminders is always a great way to go. So the easiest one and the most simple one is just pulling out your phone, setting an alarm for the certain part of the day, just kind of planning ahead and saying, okay, if I want to do a standing break at like 1:15, then I'm going to set an alarm for like, 1:10 to remind me 5 minutes before it happens. And then boom, I'm good. It's still top of mind. Or, if you're very like fly by the seat of your pants, then just set a random reminder at some point of the day. And then when that goes off, you're just standing up, you're getting up from your desk, and you're going to stand and / walk for a few minutes. And then the third thing that you can do to fit this into your routine at a better rate, at a more effective rate, is just slowly expand the duration of that. So don't penalize yourself and, do this for 30 minutes right off the bat, because this needs to be something that you're looking forward to. And if you feel like, you have a lot of work that you need to get done, you don't have time for this or whatever, then you're not going to do it. So just I always say keep it to like 10 minutes or less, the standing breaks, because then that's something that you can wrap your head around. That's something that you look forward to, because it's like, hey, I can get away from my desk for a few minutes, but not so long that it feels like, I'm taking away from work, or that like I'm missing a call from my boss or whatever. So just implement these 3 things: setting effective standing breaks, setting those reminders, and then increasing the time over time to fit comfortably into your schedule, versus like adding super unhealthy stress to the way that your day is already structured. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That is everything that you possibly need to know about standing at your desk and turning that into a habit to break the cycle of prolonged sitting. And my challenge to you guys for this week is just to prioritize standing for 1 minute at your desk. Be the odd one in the office, and do that for the next 7 days. And then what I want you to do is, after you do that for the next 7 days, I want you to leave your experiments in the comments below, so that other people that go to try this kind of know what to expect, and maybe understand a little of the benefits that you saw from doing this. But perhaps the biggest benefit of all of doing that once, just for 1 minute, is just going against the judgment that you feel like your employees or coworkers are going to have if you're doing this. So just do that. Let me know what happens. Leave your experience in the comments below, so that we can all get better as we try to stand more often and go against the grain of modern society, sitting for 6.5 to 8 hours. Thank you so much for joining us on this episode of our 10 Transformative Habits for Health and Success series. If you found this episode helpful, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel, so that you can be updated anytime a new episode drops. And remember, your journey towards a healthier lifestyle and breaking that cycle of prolonged sitting starts by just standing at your desk for 1 minute each day. So keep moving, stay resilient, and focus on the journey ahead.